Good evening, young Padawans and Padawans. It is me, JT, and two Ewoks in the park is back. It's so good to be here. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Once again, I am JT the Redneck. I got Sully the Geek along with me.
Hi.
And tonight, to start things off, Darth Maul. Yes, sir. The chapters 1 and 2 for the new Darth Maul series. So do me a favor, grab your favorite treat to munch on, as well as your favorite adult beverage, or whatever it is you want to drink. Sit back in that beanbag chair and strap yourself in, because, my friends, we are going warp speed. That's right. Sully, let's get out of here.
Well, I mean, true, but it's light speed. Warp speed is Star Trek, sir.
I wanted to see if you were going to catch that or not.
Oh, I'm paying attention. I promise you that. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Like JT said, I am the geek. And, of course, I got my Star Wars shirt on. I remembered. Plus, I took a shower, so, I had to change the shirt anyway. I'm just putting it out there. But, like he said, we are tackling Star Wars once again with two Ewoks in the park. Maul, Shadow Lord. Whoo! Boy, is this a great show. Great show. Now, I will admit, I watched it ahead of JT. I'm not sorry for that, by the way.
Why would you be?
Because for some reason, I feel like you're going to get mad at me whenever I do.
No, not at all. No reason to get mad at you whatsoever, my friend.
However, I do like to make sure that we're all on the up and up when it comes to this type of thing. So, yay. Want to say hi to Cass, who just chimed in via TikTok. Hello, darling. Good to see you. We're doing geek stuff today. You want to be a part of it? Or do you want to roll your eyes at us talking about Star Wars? I think you're going to roll your eyes. Just saying. Just putting it out there. And she goes, oh, heavens!
Your link for chapter 1 has nothing on it, sir.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. Hang on.
That's what I said. Chapter 2 worked, but chapter 1 did not.
Hang on. Let's try it again. Let's try it again.
Yeah, let's give it another shot, man.
See what happens. But when it comes to, Cass says, user error, Matt. No. I don't do user error. No. However,
at least not when we're live on air, anyway.
We call that the Sully effect. Did it work? Did that one work?
That one worked.
Awesome. She says, yes, user error. No, it's the Sully effect. I'm telling you, it's the Sully effect. That's what we call it these days, anyway. So come on in, have some fun with us. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Maul, Shadow Lord, and we're doing chapters 1 and 2 today. And next week, we'll do 3 and 4. But this is not our normal day. Normally, it's on a Monday. Today is Wednesday. But we didn't want to lose out because of Memorial Day. So, we're going to get right down to it. This series takes place in the Star Wars galaxy, not universe, galaxy. 17 years before the Battle of Yavin. And it also takes place after Order 66, which means if you remember, for those that don't or have never watched it before, one, shame on you. 2, you need to watch Clone Wars. And you need to watch the last 6 episodes of the final season of Clone Wars. Because that is very crucial. Because those 6 episodes center around Ahsoka and Darth Maul on Mandalore. right before the great purge of Mandalore. Right before all hell breaks loose and the Mandalorians get scattered throughout the galaxy.
And the planet was
Nice.
made uninhabitable.
Yeah, but before it got nuked with fusion bombs. So, yes, when it comes down to it, this is the type of thing that you have to be up with. Okay?
Well, I mean, you don't have to be, but it helps.
It does help. It does, especially if you need to understand Darth Maul as a character. And for those that don't understand him as a character, listen, he's bound to fail no matter what. Okay? That's just the way it is. But the other thing is you have to realize that he's the protagonist in this. It's all about him. And it's all about how he comes to power in the underworld, which is a good thing for him. Bad thing for everything else. Now, this particular one, the Dark Revenge. It's the first episode. And there's a lot going on here. First and foremost, we're on a new planet. Actually, I stand corrected. It's not a planet. It's a moon. They don't call them planets. They're moons.
Yes.
They're moons in a system. That's all they say is.
So it's a system moon.
But we're on the moon of Janix. And Janix is still technically under the Imperial rule. However, they are an independent society, I guess you could say.
Okay. So they're not ruled by the Empire.
Yeah, they're still ruled by the Empire, but they're an
Not
independent.
governed, I guess would be the word for it. Not governed by the Empire.
Yeah, no, ruled. You were right. It's ruled. They're not governed.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah.
well, okay, semantics for this one. Because in all honesty, like, if you think about it, whoop, wrong button. Yikes. I hit the wrong button. Nope, that's the wrong one too. Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. Anyway, now we're back. Yay. So if you think about it, when it comes to the semantics of this, yes, technically the Empire is ruling them, but they have their individual governors. So they have their governors. They still have the Imperial Senate. They're there. You know, the last remnants of the Republic have not been destroyed or dispersed or anything like that. So on Janix has probably one of the biggest criminal underworlds there is in the Star Wars galaxy. There, you've got the Pikes, you've got you got Mandalorians, you've got a whole bunch of different, excuse me, criminal mobs, I guess you could say, running the show.
Criminal syndicates.
There you go. Thank you. Syndicates. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
they're all over the place. Okay. So I will say that the opening shot of Janix looked amazing.
Very pretty looking place.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for a city in outer space. You know?
Yes. And we start the whole episode off with a bank robbery, of all things. A bank robbery. That's not too bad, if you think about it. But this is where we're introduced to everybody. We're introduced to Rook Cast. Got some Mandalorians on the team because, you know, Darth Maul ruled the Mandalore for a while until Ahsoka brought him down. Then you have Dathomirian brothers, Icarus and Scorn, who just look just like Darth Maul because, you know, same species. A spy bot, which I thought was cool. Looked like a garbage can lid and a Frisbee, but it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's just the beginning. Because not only do they rob some type of bank, but they also cause the Tactical Defense Force, which is the Janix police force, to start doing a little highway chase, guess you could say. You know, we're seeing things going through, crashing, but it's an introduction to the team themselves, the bad guys, so to speak, or in this case, the antagonists / protagonists / anti-heroes.
All the players in the game
that are going to be important. Okay, they're going to be very important when it comes down to this. And by the time the robbery is done, they're on the run. Things are blowing up. Things are crashing. Speeders are going all over the place. TDF officers arrive in air speeders at another building. And they're like, "We got you surrounded. Surrender." Until lurking in the shadows and believe
actually coming out of the ship.
I absolutely loved how they did this.
Yeah, the reveal was pretty friggin' awesome.
If there's anything that's consistent, it's the reveal of certain characters in Star Wars. And when it comes to Sith Lords, there are no better reveals than Darth Vader coming out of coming through the doorway on the main ship there to get Princess Leia. I forget the name of it. I know it's been a while, but it'll click eventually. The other reveal would be him in Rogue One, where you just see his lightsaber turn on. Yoda having his lightsaber. Count Dooku. Like, all of these have great reveals. Even Darth Maul. When Darth Maul was first on screen ever, he just came from out of nowhere behind Palpatine or Sidious and folded his arms. But then when he revealed the double-bladed lightsaber, that was something we had never seen before in Star Wars. And we see it again here. On the ship, blades come out, and there he is. Whoo! Boy, did he make quick use of his lightsaber and those people. Kick the liver.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all, you know.
Now, the good thing is the Tactical Defense Force are mostly androids. They do have humanoids, I guess you could say. Humanoids would probably be the best term. But they're there. They're there. That's just what's going on with Darth Maul and his band of misfits. However, there are some other misfits that we need to mention that have nothing to do with Darth Maul yet.
Yeah.
And I stress the yet. Because again, this takes place after Order 66. So any surviving Jedi are scattered throughout the galaxy. Masters and Padawans are all over the place. Some are doing what they need to do, and others are just surviving. Staying in the shadows. And that's where Jedi Master Iko Dio Daki, yes, I said it right, folks, and his Padawan Devin Izara are watching everything unfold. at first I didn't think we would actually have Jedi in this series.
I expected them, but I didn't expect them so quickly.
No, you didn't?
No, I didn't expect them in episode 1.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. Now, mind you, they don't really reveal themselves that they're Jedi. However, they are watching everything unfold. And by watching everything unfold, they're like, one's like, here, should we get involved? Should we not get involved? We need to stay in hiding. If we stay in hiding, we'll be fine. That type of thing.
Well, it wasn't about them getting involved. It was about her trying to get some food for him because he was hungry.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were both hungry.
And she was just like, she's looking up and all the speeders are going by and everything. And she's like, there's something going on. He's like, oh, it's none of our concern.
Mm-hmm. And he's right. Now, mind you, Iko Diodaki, yes, we're just going to call him Iko from now on. He is voiced by the ever so talented President in 24. Where you may have, I don't know, heard his voice before.
Maybe just possibly.
Where he's also done, I believe State Farm commercials, right? I'm pretty sure he was their spokesperson for State Farm for quite some time. State Farm. You have that deep voice. But anyway, I digress. The two of them have been on the run since Order 66. Now, obviously, Maul has been on the run since Order 66. The only difference is these two are staying in the shadows to survive. Now, Devin does steal some fruit, even though her master says, don't do it.
We can rely on the generosity of our fellow man.
Yes. Which, don't get me wrong, as a Jedi Master, that may have worked at one point in time.
Right.
But with Order 66, and the way everything's gone completely bonkers, the galaxy is in upheaval. Okay? It's in upheaval. You're not... People aren't going to be as trusting as they once were. And if they find out that you're a Jedi, well, now people are going to go, oh, you're a surviving Jedi? I need to turn you in, because if I turn you in, the Empire is going to love me and treat me good. It never works that way, by the way. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, they may love you for about, a half a millisecond and then you're dead. So,
right. Right. Well, unfortunately, Devin steals anyway, and she gets arrested. And the interesting thing is, when I saw that, I'm like, her master's like, I told you so. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. The last thing we need is to draw attention to ourselves. Just go with them.
Yeah.
They'll probably just, lock you up for a few hours and then let you go.
Go with the flow, and you'll be done with it. Well, that doesn't really work either, because once the droids arrest her, they book her. Now, again, that's happening all at the same time as that chase from the bank robbery is happening. So now we come up with a new character by the name of Captain Brander Lawson. He's the good cop out of all of this. He's the one with his head on straight.
And he also doesn't like the Empire.
No, he doesn't like the Empire at all. As a matter of fact, he doesn't want the Empire anywhere near Janix. I don't blame him.
No, I don't either.
I don't blame him because, TBO2, which is his partner.
Two boots.
arrives at the crime scene together, and they're going over everything. And even Two Boots is like, all the holocams and sensors were destroyed, everything's gone. They did what they needed to do, but the bank has been robbed. And that's when Captain Lawson's like, all right, well, maybe we can start questioning some people in the underworld. Two Boots means well. He really does. He means well. I sense a lot of C-3PO in him.
Yeah, with the stick to the rules and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
But Two Boots also is a cop. So he's one of those guys where he's going to be like, all right, you know what? Listen, what if we talk to Demas, who's involved in the underworld, and maybe we can get some information out of him, but we can also check with Ludi Vario and see if maybe he was behind the heist. Let's talk to them. Let's see what's what. But Lawson's like, nope. I don't think this is going to be something, because if it is, it's a declaration of war, and we don't want that.
Well, and he also looks at like the traps that they set up and everything, and he's like, this just doesn't feel like this is being done by one of the local syndicates.
Agreed.
It doesn't seem. He's like, and one of the guys was like, what did he say? He said something like, too bold or something like that, and the lieutenant's like, no, too clean.
Yeah. But not only too clean, but he also noticed that a lot of credits were left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Which was interesting. Because now you're like, okay, what was the real reason for this? It wasn't just to get credits so they can do what they need to do.
Well, and they took the bank droid.
Well, yeah. Well, the bank droid's going to have all the information.
Droid, I should say.
True, but the bank droid / supervisor droid's going to have all the information that they need.
Mm-hmm.
They got codes. They can do whatever they need to do in order to, steal more.
Right.
It's interesting. Now, mind you, guys, I will admit that this episode does kind of start off slow, and there's a reason for that.
A little bit.
There's a reason for it, because the buildup, that is where things are going to go, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Because we also have Gran. He's a wonderful crime lord as well.
Well, he's the grand crime lord. His name's Nico. Nicodemus.
Nicodemus, yes.
Nicodemus.
Dum-dum. Nicodemus. You do the math, folks. Do the math. He's angry. He's angry.
Well, yeah, if somebody stole his shit, you'd be angry too.
He stole my money and my friends.
I'd be pissed as hell.
Yeah, but he thinks...
Well, and the funny thing is, he wasn't as mad about the gold that had been taken.
No.
He was more pissed off about the bank droid.
Well, yeah, because you're going to... Again, the bank droid's got more information than the gold.
Yeah.
That's got all your records. That bank droid has everything.
Yeah, but most of the stuff that would still be vital after the theft of the bank droid could be changed.
Very true, but you need to extract
codes
it first.
and all that kind of stuff. They can change it. Just having the records is not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying, though.
So Nico decides, all right, listen, let's find neutral territory. Let's meet with some of the other,
Vario.
yeah, some of the others, including Vario, to see what exactly is going on and question what happened, right? And Nico also is like, listen, I don't care who it is. If they're unknown, kill them. Get rid of them. But what they don't understand is that they're being watched. Because that wonderful spy bot is right there waiting, recording everything and reporting back.
Frisbee with a retractable head.
Oh, yeah. It's a big Frisbee. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the one of the main aliens from Batteries Not Included.
That would work. I was kind of thinking of two walks, one on top of the other.
Yeah, kind of. But that is where now, this thing's kind of, I don't want to say take a turn for the worse, but Maul
I'd say the shit hits the fan.
well, yeah. After the robbery, Maul is talking to Rook Cast, who's one of the Mandalorians, and he's telling her that he has a desire to train a new apprentice. And she kind of brushes it off a little bit. Like, okay, whatever. But also says the local crime syndicates are honoring the truce. And Maul's like, okay, well, how can we influence this a little bit? How can we get Nicodemus to retaliate? How can we get them to take each other out? And that's the play. And let's face it, there's no better way of pitting people against each other than the way a Sith Lord does it. Because they're the type of people that'll get under your skin without you even knowing. And then
they can read your mind.
Not just read your mind, but it'll be a complete and total downfall.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to turn everybody on each other. And
which in this case was the plan.
Yeah. But the cool, what I thought was really great was Rook is kind of like the voice of reason, so to speak, for Maul. Like, why are you doing certain things when you could probably do it this way? And in this case,
yeah.
her questioning him on why are you going after the lower targets in crime syndicates?
No, that's simple enough. Revenge.
Well, not just revenge, but if you think about it, you take out the lower ones. Well, now you've got more you can go for, and now you're building an army. Now you're building your own syndicate. You're taking overs and absorbing others. That type of thing. And he even explains that that's how the Empire came to power. Think about it. Sidious played the entire Galactic Republic from day one, way before the Phantom Menace, because Maul was his first apprentice. You pit people against each other. You had the Trade Federation doing the trade embargoes. Can't leave the planet of Naboo. Well, now you can. Shit happens. But also starting the Clone Wars and making sure that the Jedi were spread out so far that it was easier for them to take out. Hence Order 66 and why there's survivors and not many survivors. Didn't we look that up? How many Jedi were actually killed with Order 66? Pretty sure we did. We did that.
Let me look it up.
But for him, for Maul, taking out the lower guys gets him into taking out the Pike Syndicate, which is huge. The Pikes, they're all the spices. You want that. That's money in your pocket for him. So you have the Pike Syndicate, Crimson Dawn, Vario, and Demas. Those are the four big ones. And Crimson Dawn, we've already seen before in Rogue One. Well, not Rogue One. Solo, a Star Wars story. We've seen Crimson Dawn. We'll get into that.
All right, you ready for this?
I am.
When Order 66 was given, there was roughly 10,000 Jedi Knights
That's a lot.
that were alive. Nearly 9,900 perished.
That's a lot.
Estimated that fewer than 100 survived the initial purge,
Sure.
with many of those survivors ultimately being hunted down by Darth Vader and the Imperial Inquisitors.
Oh, those bastards.
Key people that survived: Yoda, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka Tano, Cal Kestis, Kanan Jarrus, Grogu, and Kelleran Beg,
Yep.
and Sirizunda.
Yep. And there's still some not really accounted for,
Right.
but, and this is what
Well,
I
they heard
love.
about what happened and said, shit, I ain't coming out.
This is what I love about this is even with the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, we found out that there were more that actually survived and went underground into hiding. Because a lot of those Jedi were spies.
Right.
And they can blend in. So now we also have two more. We got Jedi Master Daki and Devin, Padawan Devin.
Right. Well, those were just key ones that survived.
Right. And trust me, there's more to it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But see, Maul, his goal, take out the Pikes. I'm in charge now. Just like he did with Mandalore. He took out the head of Mandalore and took over. Which was good for him. Very, very good. Because now I got the power of the Pikes behind me. Now I can go after Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Because right now, the police are working on figuring out what the hell is going on here. Two Boots is like, we really should get the Galactic Empire involved. Something's not right here. We need to know what's going on. And Captain Lawson's like, I don't think so.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Let's get some answers first. Let's do what we need to do. You know? Jedi Master Daki's waiting in the streets. Trying to figure out what the heck to do with Devin. You know? They got to do what they got to do. He's trying to find his kid. She's just a child, that type of thing. And he meets up with Lawson. And Lawson's like, I'll process her. I'll do what I need to do, you know, find out what's what. And she's not cooperating at all, which I don't know if that's a good thing for her or a bad thing. But
Well, she's a stubborn kid.
well, yeah, stubborn kid who's gone through the ringer, especially surviving Order 66. So that's a good thing. You know she's strong, but at the same time, you know she's probably very easily manipulated.
I don't know about that.
Think about it. You're a young Padawan.
Yeah, but she's strong.
She
And the
is.
fact that she went through and survived Order 66 is going to make her a hell of a lot smarter.
Oh, without
and
a
a hell
doubt.
of a lot harder to manipulate.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So I wouldn't say that she can be manipulated, but I will also say that it's not going to be easy
Yep.
to manipulate her.
Oh, no, definitely not. But that's up for, I don't want to say debate, because it's really not. I mean, it's one of those we got to keep watching to find out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now-
I mean, that's just the feeling that I get from her here in the first couple episodes.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is, everything's coming full circle now. We've got the Jedi with the police. They know that something's going on. They don't want the Empire involved because, as Lawson said, the minute the Empire gets here, they are never going to leave.
Yep.
Which is true. Think about it. Tatooine was out on the outer rim. And they arrived on Tatooine because of R2-D2 and C-3PO. And boom, they never left. Same rules apply with Janix. The minute they're there, gone. You know? So from there, we've got Maul wanting to take out the rest of the syndicates. He wants power. He's in control. Okay? Him and his crew are going to do what they need to do, but they're going to turn Nicodemus on Vario. And the two of them are going to fight. And they're going to do what they need to do, but he's going to come in, step in, and take over. Vario is just like, okay, but what do you need me for? We need you. You're just another pawn. Just another pawn.
Well, and this is when Maul's talking to him. This is after the meeting between Demas and Vario has already happened.
Yep.
They revealed the bank droid's head.
Yeah.
in a big serving platter tray.
They cut it off.
Demas lost his freaking mind, and they started fighting. Vario actually managed to get the drop on Demas that killed him. But and then Vario got, took off in his car. Maul had the rest of his group who were there, just to finish things off.
Mm-hmm.
They chased Vario. Vario survived only because of the fact that the cops got there.
Yes. Lawson
So
and
the
two
cops
boots.
saved him, took him in, told him, hey, I could, book you for murder
Yeah.
because you killed Nicodemus. You told me you killed Nicodemus.
In self-defense.
He's like, hey, wait a minute. That was self-defense. I was set up, which he actually was in this case. The one time that a crook really was innocent.
But as Maul put it, things are falling into place because of that. But
And I liked how Rook kind of gave Maul a warning. She's like,
yeah,
if you attack the police station, because your big thing right now is that you don't want people to know you're here.
Yeah.
You don't want people to know you're alive.
Nope.
And if you attack the police station, there's a good chance that you're going to be revealed.
Yeah.
And Mario's like, or Mario, jeez. Maul is like, well, yeah, but we need to do it. Yeah. I need Vario. But the other reason, earlier in the episode when he was talking with, it's Rook, right? Was that her name?
Yes.
Okay. When he was talking with Rook about wanting the Padawan and everything, he mentioned that he sees them.
Yes.
And every time they do something, they get a little bit clearer.
Yes.
And something tells him that the person he's after to be his apprentice, that he wants to try to make his apprentice, is in the police station as well.
Yes.
Doesn't know for sure, but you know how the force is. Something just tells him.
The force is the force, of course.
So they hit the freaking police station.
Indeed.
And this is where shit hits the fan.
What was it? Spybot took out the cameras, took out the security alarms, any
Took over
sensors.
everything, the controls.
Yeah, that little bot, he was like a flying R2-D2. He could take care of anything.
The flying virus.
Yeah, well, that's also true. But, obviously because of that, now you've got a jailbreak, and now we've got things going on because Maul wants what's in the prison.
He wants Vigo.
He wants Vario, and he wants the young Padawan Devon. Because he can sense her. He can sense her and gets her. He takes her.
Yep.
She escapes, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't make it easy on him, but that's in episode 2.
Yes, that is true.
One thing that I think we really need to hit on here is the Shadow Collective.
Yes.
Because the Shadow Collective is brought up in this episode, and it is an important part of the storyline.
Yes. But the other thing is, Maul is technically the founder of the Shadow Collective.
Right.
And it was interesting because Maul was a part of Death Watch. Okay? Death Watch was one of the biggest groups of Mandalore, and one of the reasons why Mandalore was at a civil war with each other.
Right.
You can go back to Clone Wars and check that out.
Well, and this had to be a long time in the past because Lawson, the cop, had never heard of the Shadow Collective.
Right. Exactly.
Which kind of surprised me.
Now, there was also the Black Sun,
Mm-hmm.
the Hutts. Everybody knows the Hutts. Jabba the Hutt. Oh, yeah. Gangsters. You have the Night Brothers. You have the Night Sisters. These are all people that were a part of the Shadow Collective at one point in time. Okay? Now, the Night Brothers are just like Darth Maul, the Dathomirian Zabrak. They're males. They come from Dathomir, just like Maul. They're brothers in arms. So it's a combination, like Maul is taking as many of these surviving syndicates as possible and bringing them together because he wants absolute power and revenge against Darth Sidious. Not even the Jedi. For him, taking out a Jedi is just another day in the park.
Right.
But he also knows, because of Order 66, I need you. I need you to be a part of it. Which, if you think about it, is true.
Mm-hmm. Well, he needs somebody that he knows is force sensitive and at least already has a little bit of training, maybe, that he can
just a little bit
take advantage of and manipulate.
Yeah.
Like we talked about.
So Maul gets himself into Vario's cell, confronts him on his betrayal, and Vario's like, "Don't kill me, please."
I think he was a dead man until he mentioned the Pike.
Oh, yeah. Marg Krim, leader of the Pike Syndicate. And he orders them to keep Vario in custody, take him with us.
Alive.
for now.
For now.
And then he enters Devon's cell, and she goes, Maul. Recognized him. She did, she didn't really back away though.
She's already up against the back wall.
Yeah, I mean, but it was one of those, yeah, she recognized him, but I don't know if it was fear.
Yeah, I think at that point it was just a realization,
Yeah, probably, because, that was one of those things where, if you think about it, it was something that you knew about as a Jedi or as a Padawan. You knew Darth Maul got cut in half. You knew he survived.
You knew the name and the legend behind him.
Like, everybody else thought he was dead or he didn't survive Order 66, So, when it comes down to these, we always do the lightsabers, I believe is what we do for the rating, right?
Yes.
How many lightsabers would you give this episode?
I like the episode. Like I said, we had the pace. I wouldn't say it was pacing problems, but the beginning was just slow. But the first 10 minutes of it was slow.
It was. And understandably,
and it picked up as it went along. But it's understandable with where they're trying to pick up and everything on this. I'm sitting at about 2.5 right now.
All right. That's not bad. And that's acceptable. Because I was going to go with like a 3.5. Most likely 3.5. Only because, yes, it was a slow episode. The bank scene was great. That whole robbery scene was great. But you had a lot of characters that you were introducing and a lot of backstories and stuff that you had to tie together in order for it to keep moving forward. So, so for episode 1, I'm at a 3.5. Okay. But that brings us to episode 2, or chapter 2, The Sinister Schemes. It was interesting, to say the least. Takes place during the jailbreak that we already saw. Two Boots is still doing his thing. He's got, trying to get the door open and do what they need to in order to stop the jailbreak from happening. And they finally break through the door. And Two Boots jumps in an air speeder that's piloted by a droid. And he's just like, I need to commandeer this. Thanks. See you later. You had to.
This was after Spybot stunned Devon because she was escaping.
She was. But Maul wasn't going to go anywhere without her. So Scorn and Icarus pick her up and carry her off and do whatever. So now you have, they have Vario and Devon in their clutches. That is their wonderful world of being kidnapped. They're hostages now. And Master Docky is watching everything from outside. It's watching everything happen.
And he's kind of sitting there going, what the hell's going on up there?
Yeah. But then he notices that Devon's in trouble, and that's when he starts to get into the way, get involved. And I kind of like what they did on this, because this was, you had, it was a bunch of air speeders that collided, if I remember correctly, where the accidents were still happening, things were still colliding, but Docky got involved to help the pedestrians on a bridge get to safety. And then he goes face to face with Darth Maul. While the police are converging on the site anyway, Maul distracts everybody, basically, breaks the pedestrian bridge, and police are trying to rescue the civilians, and Daki outs himself and uses the Force to suspend the bridge, which I thought was genius when it came to Darth Maul's escape.
You know,
You had
but
to.
then he disappeared. Just poof, gone.
Gone. Just, it was like throwing a smoke bomb down and disappearing. You know?
Well, actually, it's more like the lady in New York, you know, just there and all of a sudden fell through a manhole.
Through the manhole. Ah. My bad. My bad. Now, of course, the next day, Captain Lawson was curious as to why Darth Maul was very interested in Devon. And his boss, Chief Cleese, goes, "Hey, get over here." Kind of reminded me of the captain from Lethal Weapon when he was talking to Riggs and Murtaugh. Get over here.
Yeah, kind of.
Let's go. But she tells Lawson, like, listen, the governor's concerned, wants to get the Empire involved, and he's like, no. This is a local matter. We will handle it. Don't get them involved at all. Two Boots, same thing. He wanted to get the Galactic Empire involved as well because of Darth Maul.
Yep.
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I understand where Captain Lawson's coming from by not wanting the Empire involved.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, the governor, it's under galactic rule. He technically has to get the Empire involved.
So does Two Boots.
Yes, so does Two Boots. But things are going south because the Shadow Collective has a secret hideout on Janix, which is even better. In the lower levels of the city, the depths, the place where no one will ever look. Because just like Janix, the buildings are sky high, like Coruscant. Which makes sense. But Rook is wondering why Darth Maul has the girl. And he's like, I need my apprentice. She's it. She's the one. She's the one I'm going to teach. Mm-hmm. But he also goes into a very, well, I wouldn't say deep, maybe quick, but informational reasoning as to why Darth Sidious betrayed Darth Maul. You know? Because that's all part of his revenge plot. Use the Jedi against him. But he's also like, I want to know how she survived. I need to know. What did they do for Order 66? What did they do? And I thought that was very interesting, that he's actually curious. Because he doesn't want to kill her.
No, he wants to train her.
And in all honesty, I don't even think he wants
her.
Well, and I don't even think he wants to kill Master Daki either. He wants to use them to his advantage for sure.
Yeah.
But not kill them.
Well, you know, he tells her, he says, you know, you have been indoctrinated since you were a child.
Yep.
With the Jedi teachings.
Yes.
But now, you know, it's kind of like, now you're out in the wild. You know, you need to learn to adapt and everything to where you are and what's going on.
And I think that means
I think he was trying to plant doubt.
Yeah. Definitely trying to plant doubt. But at the same time, he's right.
Yeah.
Even though he's a Sith Lord, he has nothing to do with the Sith at all now. He is technically right.
Yep.
In order for them to survive, you have to adapt. That's what Obi-Wan Kenobi did. He had to adapt, but he also did not deny the teachings of the Jedi either. He still lived by everything. Same with Yoda. Yoda was the same way. And he lived to be over 900 years old. Now, Captain Lawson's got issues of his own, not just with the police department, but his own son. He's got a teenage son named Riley. And we see him today in this episode. And Captain Lawson's got some issues. And I think he's got some family issues. First and foremost, his wife, Drea, works for the Empire. She is... Did they ever say what her position was?
Not in this episode, no.
But she does work for the Empire.
Right.
I'm looking to see. I'm looking to see if there's like a rank or something. Nope. No. Civil. Janik Civil Defense, blah, 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 blah. Yep, nope. Nothing stating what position she has, which to me tells me it's more than just a officer role. It's most likely a, what's the term I'm looking for? Like maybe an operative role?
Right.
Something along those lines. Not 100% sure. I think eventually we're going to know what it is. But Riley calls his mom and he's like, I want to see you. I want to visit. You know, I want you to visit. Like, stuff's going on. And Captain Lawson has this issue of duty is above family. He's a cop. Basically, his job is more important than his wife and his kid. Or ex-wife and kid, because she is off gallivanting with the Empire and he is home with Riley. Now, Riley's also in school and he also plays sports. So a lot of it, I get it. Riley wants his dad. He wants his dad. It's understandable. Two Boots at the same time, because, you know, Captain Lawson leaves, says, by the way, we interrogated Vario's syndicate, and they weren't very nice. They were uncooperative. And since they were unable to get information from the Shadow Collective, he doesn't think Vario is being very truthful, but we need to get the Empire involved. And Captain Larson's like, no, stop it. I feel like I'm a broken record here, but that's how many times Lawson flat out said this stuff, you know?
At least 5 to 6 times.
Which brings us to Darth Maul and Vario and the plan. Now, the plan, I mentioned it before, you got to go after the Pikes. The Pikes are one of the biggest syndicates that are out there. And you have to meet with Marge Krim. You have to. He's the head of the Pike Syndicate, you know? Vario flat out tells him, listen, you know, I can set up a meeting and then you can do whatever you need to do. Maul's like, yeah, I want that. However, Vario's like, wait a minute. Just so you know. I don't know if that it's 100% good idea, but... And that's when Darth Maul just picks him up in the air with the Force and basically pays him off. We're going to do this. And he's like, all right, I got you. No problem. Let's do it. Now, Captain Larson, at the same time, he meets up with a old, I don't know, would you call it an old flame, maybe? Not just friend, but an old flame.
That might be the reason. I mean, she could be the reason that the Lawsons got divorced.
Yeah, most likely. Rena Soul, former bounty hunter, now works on Janix. She's a casino owner, but also became one of Lawson's informants when it came to the crime syndicates on Janix. And a lot of the times he would get as much information from her as possible. She's an informant, you know. This is the one thing that I've noticed is this series is not just Star Wars. It's a crime drama. It's a crime drama.
Yeah.
Which is something really different, by the way. Especially for Star Wars. But he goes and asks about the Shadow Collective. And she's like, whoo, boy. Let me tell you about that Shadow Collective. It started on Mandalore. Again, under Darth Maul. And those syndicates were merged together. That's why they were the Shadow Syndicate. And he says, but you know, after the Clone Wars, the syndicates disbanded. They all broke apart. They took whatever they needed to. They had their money and they divided things up and they all have truces and agreements and all that stuff. And Maul disappeared. Now, JT, do me a favor.
Yes.
Do a search for how long it's been from Order 66 to the first episode of Maul Shadow Lord. It does say 17 years before the Battle of Yavin, but I want to know what that gap is from Order 66 to Maul arriving on Janix. That should be a good indicator of the time frame of these syndicates breaking up and doing whatever. And while we're at it, Maul is on Janix because of
1 year.
1 year. So it was 1 year after Order 66.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Because both Order 66 and the end of Revenge of the Sith occurred in 19 BBY, while Maul Shadow Lord is set in 18 BBY, putting it roughly 12 to 14 months after the fall of the Jedi.
Okay, makes sense. That makes sense. Perfect sense. So that's a good thing. Now, the other thing is Nicodemus is dead. Vario's gone. He's with Maul. What's next? What do you do? Well, Darth Maul has a wonderful conversation with Devin about how she can leave whenever she wants. He is not keeping her. You figure it out. Figure it out. But he also says, I want to show you power that the Jedi has not taught you. He wants to teach her the dark side. Uh-oh, you giggled. Okay. What you got?
Miss Drea Lawson.
Yes.
She is what is called an Imperial functionary stationed on Coruscant. Rather than holding a military or combat role, she serves in a bureaucratic or administrative capacity within the Empire and is fiercely committed to Imperial rule.
Oh. So she's a senator, maybe?
Yeah, it says while her day-to-day title and specific department remain ambiguous, her role requires her to live away from her family and serve as an obedient worker bee for the regime.
Oh. Yeah, that'll cause issues. That could cause issues.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. Well, now we know why her husband doesn't want her, want anything to do with her.
Right.
He's very anti-Empire, and she's very gung-ho
Pro
Empire.
Yeah.
So, yay.
At least now we know.
Yeah. Well, now,
But it does say that they
now
are
it
very
makes-
extremely ambiguous about what her exact job is.
right. Now it makes sense, which is a good thing. It makes sense as to why they're doing what they're doing when it comes down to it. So Maul has this wonderful conversation with Devin about, wanting to teach her things that she's never learned. She declines, just like most Padawans will do, especially if you've been a Jedi before, which she has. She's not an official Jedi Knight. She's still a Padawan, but she still knows right from wrong. But Darth Maul's just like, no, you're free to go whenever you want. By all means. Have at it.
And she's like, well, how? I'm locked up. And he says, that's your problem.
Yep. That's your problem. You figure it out.
No, not that's your problem. That's your problem. If that's where you see yourself,
Yep.
that is your problem.
Yep. Which, if you think about it, and JT will back me up on this one, a Jedi will be like, meh, I'm held captive. I'll get out in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing can keep you there. Nothing.
Right.
Maul walks
but
away.
it also kind of reinforces just how young and unlearned she is in the powers of the Force.
Well, yes, because she is still technically a Padawan, so she's learning. But at the same time, they can't, according to her master, they can't show themselves. Because the minute you show yourself, the minute somebody's going to report you, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, nobody's going to see but Maul and his gang.
Right.
At this point. So
Right.
There's no reason why she couldn't.
Right. Absolutely. And they know she's there because they're the ones who kidnapped her. He knows the Force is strong with her.
Right.
You know? Which
And of course, the TDS and Lawson and everything are sitting there going, why did they take her?
Right. They don't understand why. Why? In the meantime, the Pikes, there's a Pike Syndicate ship that's about to jump into hyperspace. The Spybot, that damn Spybot,
he's a nice guy.
You know what? He is a nice guy. Just like that Buck Cashman. He's a nice guy. But that Hochberg, he's a dick.
Yeah, right.
But in this case, that Spybot, he deactivates the hyperdrive, sabotages it so they can't go into hyperspace, and also lose all control of the ship until it crashes into a nice forested planetoid place. And that's when the captain sees the Mandalorians come out. They approach the bridge, and they're like, quick, send it out, we're doomed. And they're like, no, comms are jammed. You can't do shit.
Yeah.
However, let's go to the rear. We got to show you something. And that's when Darth Maul comes into the ship through a cargo lift. The Pikes.
Once again, a really cool reveal.
Oh, absolutely. He's more menacing when you do it like that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's that slow reveal of coming on up or coming out of the shadows or even being lowered down or a door.
It's like Cody Rose coming up out of the floor,
Yeah. But I like
showmanship.
I like how they keep up with that from the Phantom Menace. Because in the Phantom Menace, you remember, those doors opened and there he was, just standing there, ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's when he took the cloak off and revealed the double-bladed saber. Same rules apply here. Same rules apply. Cuts them down instantly. Darth Maul kills the crew and the enforcers. They get all the money. And Maul makes his way toward the cockpit. Once there, the captain vows that Marge Krim will take revenge against Maul for this slight. You notice how they have British accents with this? But he also tells them that everything he once controlled now belongs to Krim. And Maul goes, no, 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 no. Kills him with the lightsaber. Makes sense. Take him out.
Yeah.
Take him out.
No witnesses.
No witnesses, no loose ends. You're done. But I'll take your ship. Thank you. Back on Janix, however, Captain Lawson is being followed by Jedi Master Daki. And
Tries to draw on him, but he's gone.
yeah, he's gone. Just disappears. While that's all happening, Devin and Vario are back in the mix. Vario gets a visit from Maul and says, thank you for your wonderful information because it was useful. I appreciate it. You are free to go. I thought that was very interesting.
Krim is dead.
Which one?
Not until Krim is dead.
Well, true. True.
That's what he tells him. Said, when are you going to let me go?
Yeah.
Once Krim is dead.
When Krim is dead, we're good. You can go. Now, the one thing that I will admit when it comes to Darth Maul, he is a man of his words. He does have some honor to him. However, he also has that issue of, if you betray me, I'm taking you out.
Well, yeah. If he's going to keep honor for himself, he's going to expect that from those that he associates with.
Yeah. Now, Maul also turns his attention to Devin and says, there's still time for you to see what the galaxy truly is. And he just walks away. Walks away. And that's when she starts to use the Force to try to get out. Not only does he try to get out, but she fails on the first try.
She tried to unlock the door from the front.
Until she noticed it's something all the way in the back, in the base there, and breaks it open and gets out through the back. Nice little hole in the back.
And then fade to black.
And then fade to black. Yes. I thought this one was a little more faster paced than the first one.
Yeah.
But I also like that Darth Maul is not as sinister as I thought he would be. Very methodical.
To this point, yeah, I would have to agree.
Very, very methodical. He has a plan. It's in motion.
Mm.
And it's one of those things where he's very patient. Most Sith Lords, there is no patience.
He's waited a long time after he got cut in half.
He really has.
So during that time, like you said, he's not affiliated with the Sith anymore. Still lives on those beliefs, but also lives on some of the Jedi beliefs and things like that.
Yeah.
And he himself has learned to adapt.
Oh, yeah.
And he definitely, learning patience was definitely something he had to do during when he died and now, you
Yeah.
know. So something he definitely had to learn. So I could see why.
Absolutely.
And the thing about it, he's very methodical. He has this whole thing. To me, it seems like he has this whole thing planned out step by step of how he wants to do it. And like he said, he's starting at the bottom and he's working his way up.
Very
Because if you
quickly.
think about it, as the top guy, if slowly but surely all the people under you
Yes.
continue to mysteriously die,
Whoa.
what are you going to do? You're going to get nervous. You're going to get scared. You're going to get panicky. You're going to get, all those things.
Yeah. Or
So he's torturing those above him
yes.
while he's killing those below him.
Yes. Which is a good thing for him.
Yeah. From all.
And he's also teaching Devon how to use her abilities for
I'm
her.
trying to anyway.
For her.
Yeah. I'm trying to anyway.
Yeah. And Master Daki can sense that.
Yeah.
So
So what you got?
So for me, for this episode, I'm actually giving it a 4.
Okay.
4 lightsabers. And most of the reasoning is because of the way they've connected everything from Clone Wars to Order 66 and Revenge of the Sith to now.
Mhm.
Everything's coming full circle, which
Right.
I absolutely love. I love that they're doing that because they're bringing in new characters and they're bringing characters from the comics and the novels into this without you even realizing it.
Right.
In Dave Filoni, we trust. The man can bring characters from the novels and make them canon again. Now all we need is Mara Jade, but that's a different story altogether. What do you give this episode? How many lightsabers?
Well, I tell you, there's something I got to say about first.
Yeah.
And that is that I'm a little bit surprised by just how graphic they've actually been in these first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
You look at the fight between the drug lords or the syndicate lords, Devon and all them, and just back and forth. The way that people are dying, the way that Demas dies.
Yep.
Barrio put 4 rounds through his chest.
I mean,
that's pretty graphic.
Sure.
And they actually show the glowing holes in his chest. But in episode 2, if you look at, especially with Maul, like when he attacks the Pike ship.
Yep.
At one point, you literally see him, and it happens in the jail scene too. You see him shove his lightsaber right through the center of somebody's chest.
Oof.
And when he kills the captain on the ship, you don't see it, but think about it. The captain is being held up to the ceiling by him.
Yes.
He lets go of the hold and swings his saber. I believe he cut the captain in half.
Oh, without a doubt.
He didn't just cut his head off. He cut him like, legs over here, head over here kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that kind of surprises me. But I think they had to be a little bit more graphic with it being Darth Maul.
You have to. It's a much darker series, for one.
Yeah. So kudos to them for that.
Yes.
I enjoyed this episode more than I enjoyed episode 1. There definitely was not the pacing problems that we had with the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving this one a solid 3.
Okay. Perfect. You're getting a little higher there, which is good.
They've worked their way up.
So before we end the show though,
Mm-hmm.
what do you expect out of the series? I know it's a hard question.
Especially for me.
Yes.
You
But
know,
that's why
I
I'm
mean,
asking it.
I mean, as far as a rating goes,
No. Just the series in general. Like, what are your expectations from what we know now of just the first 2 episodes? What are the expectations that you're looking for in the next couple of episodes?
more backstory,
Okay.
mainly from Maul.
Okay.
Devon, maybe we can, like you said, maybe we can find out about what they had to do to survive Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
That would be interesting. More about why he's doing the things he's doing.
Makes sense.
What is his end goal in all of this?
I got
and
you.
everything. It just, and I'm going to be interested to see how they bring the good guys into this more.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. So I can tell you just from the background of Clone Wars, you're not going to get any more backstory. Because in reality, they brought Darth Maul into Clone Wars for a reason. One, people wanted him to survive, and they made him survive, which was good.
Yeah, brought back to, well, and that would be something else that I would like to see, is how he was brought back to life.
Yes.
That would be interesting to see.
And that you would have to let's see here. You would have to look at season finale episode 22. So season 4 episode 22 is
Clone Wars?
Of Clone Wars.
Okay.
Well, actually, if you really want to watch it, it would be episode 21, Brothers. So season 4, episode 21, that's where we meet Savage Press, which is Darth Maul's brother. Then Revenge, which brings Darth Maul back into play. But you don't see a lot of him. Okay. You do see what happens to him and how he got to be the way he was. So those would be the 2 episodes that I would watch. You watch those, you're good. Because then, if you wanted to, you can watch seasons 5, 6, and 7, and it'll continue the whole Darth Maul storyline. So there's a lot to really go with when it comes to the backstory. And again, I don't think they're going to do much backstory in this series.
Right.
So don't get your hopes up. There could be backstories of everything else, though.
Right.
But don't get your hopes up on the backstory of Darth Maul.
Right. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yes, absolutely. Is there anything else that you're expecting out of this?
No.
Awesome.
Not at this point. Not at this point.
Well then, that, my friends, is the end of 2 Ewoks in the Park for this week. Next week, we're back on Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Accidental Punch TV. We will be discussing episodes 3 and 4 of Maul Shadow Lord. So make sure you watch it. If you've already watched it and you don't remember it, watch it again. They're only 26 to 30 minutes long. It's not long episodes, but they get a lot of stuff in there. I mean, a lot. Star Wars is very detailed with things, especially when Dave Filoni is the creator. So, with that being said, there he is. There's the redneck. He's taking a bow. And I am the geek. That's the end of this week's Two Ewoks in the Parks. We'll be back on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and Tuesday for the Sully Show at 8 o'clock. So, yes, those are the 2 days. And as always, may the Force be with you.